Okay, Gabe, so I'm going to try and explain this to you in 3 different steps. Um, the first thing you need to know is this equation right here that I'm circling right now. Okay, this equation tells us the slope of a line. Okay, so this line right here is the same as this equation. Okay, whatever we put in here is going to give us this line. Okay, so there's a couple different parts to this equation. We have the m, okay? The m is the slope, okay? So that's how steep this line is, okay? Any number that you ever see in this spot will always be the slope. The b is where your line crosses the y-axis. So that's right here, okay? You have your x-axis that goes across and your y-axis that goes down. The b is the number where it crosses. So here, you know, if we were guessing, it might be crossing at about +3. So b might be 3. Okay. So anytime you see a number here, that is your y-intercept. Now you have x and y in the equation as well. Okay. So all along this line, there's points, there's coordinates. Okay. So if I went down here and I measured out what that point would be, it might be, you know, over -5 and down -3. You know, if I went right here, it might be over -1 and up +2, right? It's the x and the y points, right? It's similar right here, what I've done right here is giving you an example of how that point will look. So right here, we probably went over 2 and up 4. Okay, so x is 2 and y is 4. So when you're trying to find things in your equation, you can take points on your line and put them into the equation. So say if we were missing b, which is what you're going to be doing in this activity, you can go, well, I've got one point here where y equals 4. Okay, so where there's a y in the equation, I take that out and I put the 4 in there instead. Well, then I've got an x as well. Well, I can take that x out and put the 2 there. Okay, so then when you say we were trying to find out the equation of this line using that point, right? Well, we can't figure it out all the way, but we can plug in some numbers. So let's put a text box in. Y, well, we know y equals 4 in this case. Equals, we don't know what m is, but we do know that x equals 2 plus b. Okay, so if we were to do the next step in that equation, knowing what we know that, you know, x is 2 and y is 4. Now say we know that 3 is b. Well, we can plug that in as well, and then we can eventually find out m. So what you're going to be doing in that activity, I'm going to open up a new one here, so bear with me. Okay, so what you're going to be doing is, say you have the equation y equals 2x plus b. So that's our equation. And we know that from the question that it tells us we have one point on the graph, that is at 0 is x is 0 and y is 3. So we know, this is what we know about it. This line right here, or this equation right here, is going to give us a line. This point is somewhere on that line. We know what the slope is. We know that the slope is 2 because that's where the m is supposed to be. We don't know what our b is, and we're trying to find that. Okay? So we do know what x and y are on one point, so we can plug that in. So if we know what y is 3, and well, our slope, or our m, was already there, it's 2 times x, which was 0 in this case, plus b. So that's the next step in our equation, right? So we now know that we just plugged in y is 3 and x is 2. Okay, the brackets, when you have the 2 beside the x, you can pretend there's brackets there, and it becomes multiplication, so it's 2 times 0. Well, let's go to the next step. You have 3 equals, well, what's 2 times 0? Anything times 0 is 0, so it just cancels out. The only thing you're left with is b. So now we know that 3 is equal to b, or b is equal to 3. So now we just finish the rest of that equation, right? Now we know that the line crosses the y-intercept, which is our b, at 3. Okay? That's what you're going to have to do for that question. That's what you're going to have to do for the last question on that exercise as well. Okay? You have y equals mx plus b as your equation. You know that the slope, or m, is going to be 3. You know that on your point of the one point on that graph is 0, 4, where x is 0 and y is 4. Build your equation, substitute in the numbers for x and y, and figure out what b would be. Okay? Give that a try, and if you don't understand it, give me a call, okay? Good luck. I'll keep on doing these for the exercises tomorrow. Try and get this one done today, and we'll keep on. I'll keep on posting these. Let me know if this works too.